because people have to go. Okay, you don't understand. They have to go now. And these governors and these mayors and these city officials who are harboring illegal aliens, Title 8, Section 1324, and impeding federal agents, Title 18, Section 111, let's get it. Let's go. Today. People need to be removed from the soil. They do not belong here. And I'm okay with that. Let's see. Let's get to some of these comments. Uncle Coolwater, thank you so much for joining us and reposting the stream. And Sweet Sister, thank you so much for joining us and reposting the stream. She said, real talk. Brother Muko says, Grand Rising. Good to see you, Brother Muko. I haven't seen you in a while. And Sweet Sister says, definitely looking forward to the 14th Amendment. Yes. I'm not sure what I'm talking about. Let's see. Games. They're playing right now in our faces. This is a sick. Okay. And Owen Holmes, thank you so much for joining us. You say bless. Thank you so much. All right, so we're going to get into more of these recaps from last night. So this is apparently Ilhan Omar got into a shouting situation with the president. It's very interesting. Let's see.
Isn't that a shame? You should be ashamed of yourself not standing up. You should be ashamed of yourself. That is why I'm also asking you to end deadly sanctuary cities that protect the criminals and enact serious penalties for public officials who block the removal of criminal aliens. In many cases, drug lords,
murderers. So I know there's a lot of yelling back and forth, but she's saying you've killed Americans. Yes, there were Americans that did lose their lives in Minnesota. They did. They were radicalized, by the way, by actual organizations, Ilhan Omar, that you support. You got to remember, ma'am, you are a naturalized citizen on this soil. You are not a born American. You can be denaturalized and deported. Watch it. Because you keep acting like nobody can remove you from this soil, but they can. Now, you're already under severe investigation, been since 2023, and it's still ongoing. And it needs to end this year. Like, it's been 3 years. I understand that the baton has been passed on to a new administration, but she was being investigated under Biden's administration. Okay, that was 2023. Trump was not in office. So let's just get that straight. Okay? Time for you to go. Time for a lot of your people to go that have committed massive fraud in this country, and it's illegal, period. The refugee program has been stopped, thank goodness, from your country specifically. Okay, so nobody else can come over here, and they're removing the ones that are already here that just got here. Okay, and I'm good with it. Go back. Find another neighboring country to go through to and terrorize, because that's what y'all do. You're not coming here to assimilate. You're not coming here to live among us and actually be respectful human beings. You're not doing that. The majority of your people, I would say maybe 2% of your people are being respectful out of the 200,000 that are here. So maybe like 1,800, 2,000 are cool. But the rest of y'all got to go. Seriously. It needs to happen.
Over our country, they're blocking the removal of these people out of our country, and you should be ashamed of yourself. And perhaps most importantly, I'm asking you to approve the Save America Act. to stop illegal aliens and others who are unpermitted persons from voting in our sacred American elections. The cheating is rampant in our elections. It's rampant.
Yeah.
It's very.
And see, the problem is, like, I'll just use the motor voter situation, for example. Right now, you have people that get a driver's license, and Sweet Sister says, and time, no driver's license for illegal immigrants. Yes, that too. But he's talking about the CDLs. But CDLs, driver's licenses, it needs to be illegal for all of them. And here's why. Because in a lot of states, they have what's called a motor voter. And we went over this yesterday, where people are automatically registered to vote, even if they don't fill out a registration to vote. They're put on these rolls, right? So even if they don't physically vote, how do we know somebody didn't cast a ballot on their behalf in their name? And these people, you know, it's just here in Georgia, for example, they were also called to be in jury duty. And some of them came forward and said, look, I am not a citizen. Why am I getting this summons to go to jury duty? Oh, because you have a driver's license. See, and that's the thing. They should never get a license. Bad enough to give them an ID. But their ID card should say not a U.S. citizen. Expires in whatever time their visa expires. And that's it. That's easy. That's an administrative easy. Okay? Because if they don't have naturalization papers when they come to get an ID or a driver's license, you know they're here illegally. And you put on the back of their card that says not a U.S. citizen. Real big bold letters right on the back so everybody can see it. No more driver's licenses because they should not be driving here ever. It's a privilege. It's not a right. Now, if you want to go back to your home country where you're a citizen there and you can apply to drive, hey, do your thing. Do whatever you want to do in your country, but you're not going to come here and abuse our laws. And I'm okay with it.
Simple. All voters must show voter ID.
Yes. Yep. And see, they're mad because guess what? Bob, who now calls himself Susan, can't vote. Okay? Because Bob has got to show up as Bob. Period. Because your birth certificate has got to match. So they're fighting for things that are demonic. Number one, I'm just going to say it like an evil in our country. That's why they don't want the SAVE Act, because they're going to lose a voting block, a large one, a huge one. Because if somebody shows up from another country with their certificate of birth from that country, that's fine. But if they do not have naturalization papers that link it up, and then they're not found in the naturalization system as being a citizen of this country, they're not going to be able to vote. Local elections, right, that affect their local community, county, state, or federal elections. None of them. They shouldn't be voting in them now. People go, they're not voting in them. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. And it's being found everywhere. I'm telling you, Georgia's a bellwether. When they find out all the fraud that's been happening in the state, it's going to be mind-boggling.
All voters must show proof of citizenship in order to vote. And no more crooked mail-in ballots except for illness, disability, military, or travel. None. And this should be an easy one. And by the way, it's polling at 89%, including Democrats. 89%. And even the new communist mayor of New York City, I think he's a nice guy, actually. Speak to him a lot. Bad policy, but nice guy. Just said they want people to shovel snow. They got hit hard. Wants them to shovel snow, but if you apply for that job, you need to show 2 original forms of ID and a Social Security card. Yet they don't want identification for the greatest privilege of them all, voting in America. No, it's no good. No good. Both Republicans and Democrats overwhelmingly agree on the policy that we just enunciated. And Congress should unite and enact this common sense, country-saving legislation right now, and it should be before anything else happens. And the reason they don't want to do it, why would anybody not want voter ID? One reason, because they want to cheat. There's only one reason. They make up all excuses. They say it's racist. They come up with things. You almost say, what imagination they have. They want to cheat. They have cheated. And their policy is so bad that the only way they can get elected is to cheat. And we're going to stop it. We have to stop it, John.
Yeah. Period. They just want to cheat. It's crazy. You know, it's sad that in our country, people just assume that because you come over here, you have rights. You have no rights. You're not a citizen. You have the right to leave and never come back, right? We have over 300 legal ports of entry. You didn't choose any of those. You just wanted to come over here and do what you wanted to do because there were people telling you that you could. Very crazy. Let's see Al Green get kicked out.
When I last spoke in this chamber 12 months ago, I had just inherited a nation in crisis with a stagnant economy, inflation at record levels, a wide open border, horrendous recruitment for military and police, rampant crime at home, and wars and chaos all over the world. But tonight, after just 1 year, I can say with dignity and pride that we have achieved a transformation like no one has ever seen before, and a turnaround for the ages. It is indeed a turnaround for the ages.
Yeah, and so, yeah, there's Al Green getting removed like he got removed last year.
And we will never go back to where we were just a very short time ago. We're not going back. Today, our border is secure. Thanks.
And here's my thing. If you don't like what the president is doing, then come up with comprehensive legislation to fix what you think is wrong. Al Green, you've been in Congress too long to not have passed comprehensive legislation to do something for whom? Because you're really focused on illegals. You're not focused on Americans doing any better. You're not. You whine and complain and you lift up your cane. You make, a fool of yourself, unfortunately, in situations like this, to say he's just not. Stop whining and start doing your job. I don't care whether you're Republican or Democrat. Do your job. When Biden was in office and the Republicans were like, well, shut up. Do your job. It's called policy. Write proper legislation that helps us. That's your job. Period. All right. So let's get to this next one. And this is the counter People's State of the Union address that was done, I guess, at the Lincoln Memorial, as I read for you guys in my little recap. And it was done by Joy Reid, and it was put on her channel. It was also presented under the Midas Touch channel as well. But this is clip that I got where there's a heckler. I guess he comes up and disrupts the the House representative that's speaking. So let's check this out.
On tonight, and we are going to start with one of the true fighters in the United States Senate and his very important guest. So please put your hands together for Senator Chris Murphy and
Thursday Gonjavi.
Thank you.
Good evening, America. I want you first to give a big round of applause to my guest, refugee and immigrant advocate from Connecticut, Thursday Gonjavi. Say hi to Thursday. Okay.
Okay, she's everything but a naturalized citizen. Why? It's just disgusting to me. It's disgusting. Stop it. If you are not a U.S. citizen, you shouldn't be participating in politics, period. Period. Now, you can advocate with somebody who's an American citizen, but we need to stop this. We need to stop allowing people who are not from America to get into our politics. Why don't you go home to your own country? Why aren't you there fixing up your country? And why are you over here destroying ours? That's the bigger question I have.
So I am not at the State of the Union speech tonight because Donald Trump is making a mockery of this great institution, and he doesn't deserve an audience. I'm not at the State of the Union speech tonight because these are not normal times, and Democrats have to stop behaving normally. And I'm not at the State of the Union speech tonight because you're not going to hear about the State of the Union. You are going to hear lie after lie. You are going to hear attack after attack. You are going to see grandstanding. The true State of the Union is this. This union is in crisis right now. Our cities are under attack by lawless law enforcement. Our democracy is wilting under ceaseless attack from a president who wants to be a despot. Millions of Americans are losing their health care because the president has chosen corruption to pad the pockets of his billionaire friends instead of helping average Americans. You're not going to hear any of that in that speech tonight. But by being here for the people.
Now here's what's hilarious. Because he did address, and it wasn't in the clips that I showed, but the president of the United States did address insider trading in Congress and that they need to actually pass legislation to stop it. Yeah, Congress has to do that. So, sir, you, Mr. Senator, on your grandstand talking about his friends are lining their pockets. You and your friends are lining your pockets, sir. Have you looked at the trades that have been happening on the Democrat and Republican side, by the way? You're enriching yourselves off the backs of Americans. You're disgusting. And so for you to even say it and not even bring up that you're championing to stop insider trading, I can't even listen. I can't. It's great what he's doing right now because it's proving and showing you he does not care. You're whining. He's helping his friends line their pockets. Okay, what are you doing? Are you stopping insider trading in Congress? Just saying. No, you're not.
People's State of the Union, you are going to hear the real story of America, a story of an America that is under siege, but a story of America that is not going to take it, that is going to fight back and is going to reclaim this country for everything that is good and right about the United States of America. Thursday is going to talk to you tonight about the state of immigrant and refugee America. ICE is out of control. It is disappearing legal immigrants. It is tear gassing elementary schools. It is murdering American citizens. Right now, as you know, the Department of Homeland Security is shut down. And I just want to be very clear with you about my position, and I think the position of many others who will stand on this stage tonight. Not one more dime for the Department of Homeland Security until they start following the law in this country. Ferrichte came to this country over a decade ago, coming to the United States from a refugee camp. She told me just off stage that this is the moment. This is the reason that she came here to the United States, to speak truth to power, to explain the trials and tribulations that every immigrant, that every refugee goes through to get here, and to press this country to...
The border! I stuck in the border. Go Trump! Go Trump! Hey, Murphy,
right,
you're a scumbag.
Thanks, man. Thanks, buddy.
There's gotta be
Listen,
one.
guys. Ferrichte is here to lift us up to a common purpose and to a common goal, to understand that the best of America lies in how we treat those who have arrived to this country fleeing terror and torture and desperation.
And that is not our problem. It isn't our problem. Fix your country. Stop running here from your country. Why are you a coward? Fix your country. Go back and fix it. Because whining here about what happened over there and taking advantage of us over here isn't helping us. I'm tired. If I hear another refugee, I don't want to hear it anymore. These people aren't. Is she an American citizen? She's been here a decade. Is she a naturalized citizen? Is she? I'm just asking because you keep introducing her as a refugee. Like, you can't be a refugee forever. That's temporary. It's supposed to be 18 months, not 10 years. Like, what are we talking about? It's this stuff. It's mind-boggling. It's irritating, and I'm over it. Now, the next 3